So we covered this miraculous athletes like
Yeah.
Brett Favre type 4 or 5 comebacks, and now we go over the schedule, and it looks like the guys arm wrestled 7, maybe 8 super matches in 10, 11 months. Has a 6-1, 7-1 record over these super matches. This streak. We ask him if he has had a more lucrative stretch in the sport of arm wrestling. And besides the over the top tournament, I believe that John is earning more money and becoming even more famous than ever before in the last 1 year. So, thinking about all that, I know that you're a John Brzenk fan, but how absolutely incredible is what this guy's doing right now?
Yeah, I want to say my opinion about the other things that as you said as well. But when John came back, when John was gone, like we got like between about like 2013, 14 till the pandemic, till the COVID started, I was kind of far away from the social media about arm wrestling. So whenever we had to stay at home, quarantine, then I start to, I get bored and started looking at, what's happening, And then Neil invited me, let's, do the Presence of Greatness. And I was like, okay. And then I realized that how big the community became. I was not aware, I was like, what's happening, Wow, a lot of people, now interested in arm wrestling. And I was just so sorry that, like all these guys now involved in arm wrestling when John was gone. I was like, how terrible is it that they missed the greatest arm wrestler ever, And when John came back, I was like, wow, so like he made a good decision to come back. Even today, of course, he's much more famous than before, but he is not as famous as he deserves. Yeah, he should have like 2 million, subscriber on his, YouTube channel. Seriously, this guy. And he's amazing. You know what? He just came and gave lesson to everyone how an arm wrestler should be. At the age of 58, he came, he pulled 7, 8 matches in a row, super matches, in less than 1 year. No, what 1 year? In 9 months, 8 months, 9 months. He pulled like every opportunity, and he didn't pull the weak guys. He pulled as tough as possible guys at his weight, even heavier than him, and now like when people are just considering less matches in a year, then I mean I think that they should be more active. And then whenever I said these things, people just come and say, oh, you pointing this guy, they just come and like, no, I'm not pointing anyone, including myself. This guy did it. You don't need to get offended. You understand? Because you are a fan of different arm wrestlers. This guy just shows how an arm wasn't it the same way, Travis, when we were pulling 20 years ago? Were we not pulling from tournament to tournament, pulling multiple classes every month? I remember.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, I
sometimes
think, I think what's so remarkable about him is his availability is crazy, and how easy it is to negotiate the terms, and how it's totally okay for him to stack up the events. And it just seems like the social media has made the pro arm wrestler a 6 to 8 month prep guy. Like he almost needs, a camp, as like boxers do, when the reality is what, it's just crazy that you could have that much talent, have that much active availability, and then have that much demand. Like I'll guarantee you, he probably turned down 10 other matches because people are, there's no doubt.
Because he hardly recovers in 3 weeks, he's just, this guy is 58 years old and he is still as like probably braver than anyone. He's not afraid to lose. He just goes like, but hasn't he always been like this, Travis? He has been. You call him to pull Kanai in Japan. He went to Japan. He went to Russia to pull Zaur. He pulled Alan Karev. He went to Zloty Tour. What was the Zloty Tour? Zloty Tour wasn't Zloty Tour about 15 years the hardest ever event? It was. And then,
Yes.
as long as he was not injured, didn't have surgery or something, he was there every year. He was pulling
Yeah.
all those guys with Denis Shevchenko, Pushkar, Ferit, Semerenko, Taras. He pulled everyone. You just pay him the whatever price that you need to pay. He was there. Doesn't matter who the opponent was, what was his weight category, what was the rule. He didn't care. When it was, where it was. He was. I mean, he is. I mean, let's accept this. He is the hero of all of us, Travis.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. Like, not only that, he has all that stuff that you said. And if you don't have all those details, and you can simply go win-loss record and he's the GOAT. But when you add in all of the things that we know, like how you can kind of weasel around and win and achieve things. But if you really get into it, what he's done is so concrete that it leaves, in my opinion, I feel about him like basketball people feel about Michael Jordan. And it really does not matter if someone comes up with some sort of a stat or some highlight. There's no change in my mind on who the greatest of all time is. Okay, so let's get off the loving on John Brzenk.
I will add something about that thing. I mean, anyone who starts to be around the top, even before 20, and then comes to the top still, or around the top at the age of 58, can be the next coach.
Right.
If you miss that train, just look for someone already 18, 20. If he's doing great, if you see him at the age of 58, then you can compare.
Yeah. Exactly. Okay, so let's talk about the other big thing happening besides East-West. It is all about Levon and Devin.